guys, this is Tarot with Kittens, Weights, and Tarot, and today I'm going to be doing the first part of a very short series with numerology. I got this book by Juno Jordan, and it's called Numerology, The Romance in Your Name, and I definitely think that if you're interested at all in numerology, or maybe you're already into numerology and you're just maybe looking for some other ways to take a look at it, I highly recommend this book. I think that it's very well written. Juno Jordan, you know, at first I was like kind of going through it and I thought that this book was not that old. I thought that maybe it was made in the late 90s, maybe early 2000s. Come to find out, Juno Jordan is born in like the 1880s, and the book actually, you know, kind of spans the 1960s through the late 1970s, which is, you know, it took a while for Juno Jordan to write it, as she was something like 95 years old when she gets to the back of the book, and she's doing a little bit of an autobiography about herself. And so it's it's really interesting. I really want to go through some of the bigger chapters in here just to kind of give you guys like a look into numerology and doing some of the exercises, which I think will be a lot of fun. Don't be intimidated if you are not like a math whiz or numbers are like not your jam, because you're talking to the girl whose least favorite activity in the world is mathematics. Like, math was not my jam in school. So the fact that I'm into like this numerology, I'm like, whoa. Okay, so the first section I want to take a look at is called your birth force, your destiny, and your heart's desire. So they say your birth force is your natural talent, your destiny are your opportunities that will be available to you. Whether or not you take those opportunities is up to you because you have free will. And then your heart's desire is deep down, what do you really want to be? What do you really want to do? Sometimes the opportunities that are open to you with your destiny are not always the things that your heart wants to do. So, you know, we're not perfect machines. We, just because the numbers say one thing doesn't always mean that we do what the numbers say is best for us, because we are human beings, because we have free will. However, taking a look at the numbers is definitely interesting, where you can say, that is me, or yeah, that is something that kind of has gone on in my life, and it just helps you be more aware of yourself. Again, it's just another tool, just like people use oracle cards and tarot cards, they go seek counselors, they use horoscopes, or astrology to kind of delve into ourselves and just getting to know ourselves better, because the better we know ourselves, the better able we are to make choices that are the right choice for us, or best connect with us and will afford us the opportunities that we are looking for. So eventually with this series, I want to get you to kind of what I have created here, which I know right now kind of looks like a cluster, but basically these are, all the different parts of the exercises that I have done in the book, my heart's desire, my destiny, talking about personality, all this stuff. And you'll eventually create a chart that kind of looks like this, that is basically your whole life up until now, which I think is fascinating. And you can go back and forwards in time, which I think is great. But for today, all we're going to be focusing on is our heart's desire, which is here, our destiny, which is here, and our birth force, which is down here. So I'm going to be doing it on paper so that you guys can see and kind of what that all means. And yeah, so if you're interested, come on in. Okay, so we're going to be starting off trying to find out what our destiny number is. And according to Juno Jordan, your destiny number is what you were meant to be, or it's just the opportunities that will be available to you in your lifetime. Juno Jordan does point out that she is just one numerologist, and there are so many different ways of doing numerology, and this is just her way of doing them. So don't feel like just because I'm showing this is the only way of doing numerology. For me, it just really resonates with me, it connects with me, it's easiest for me, and so that's why I felt like I wanted to show you guys. So she does talk about the letters of our name have a certain numerical vibration, because we have, a certain number of letters in our English alphabet, just like it would be in any other language. She does say that even if you change your name later on, like let's say, you have changed your first name, or people who marry change their last name, or they hyphenate their last name. She says you are indeed bringing in new tools and new experiences into your life, but she has noticed that the name that you were born with kind of carries with it kind of I guess the path, or things that will be available to you upon your birth and for the rest of your life. And of course, again, changing your name or hyphenating your name or whatever it is that you do with your name just kind of adds flavor to the name that you were originally born with, or the energy, I should say, that you were originally born with. Taking a look at the book here, this is how we kind of figure out the numbers that are connected to the letters of the name. It's easiest because we just go by 9, so it'd just be A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. Now I go to the next letters, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, and then S, T, U, V, X, W, Y, Z. Okay, and so when you're trying to figure out what's a number L, or what letter is connected to L or the M in my name, it's just easier for me. I just count on my fingers. I've been doing that since elementary school. So let's take a look at the name that I have put on paper here. So this isn't my real name. I mean, obviously it's my first real name, but I just have always loved these two names. Like I always wanted to have the name Rose. Okay, so well, let's go ahead and start putting all these numbers down. So let's see, T, we have A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, and then S, T. Oh, well, T must be a 2. Okay. So I'm just going to go ahead and finish filling this out, and you guys do the same for your first, middle, and last name, the name that you were born with. Okay, once you have finished, you're going to have some numbers above the letters of your name that look something like that. And what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and add up the totals of each of those. So I'm just going to draw a line up top, and you're going to add up the totals. It might come to a double-digit number, and that's okay. You just have to reduce it down to a single number. Juno Jordan does talk about double-digit numbers. In her book, she does talk about there being vibrations with the numbers 11 and 22, the numbers 16 and 19. So definitely, if you get this book, it's definitely a worth looking at. And then the number 8, she says there's just something a little extra. So even though you do reduce it down to a single digit, do take a look at what that double digit number was first. So if the number were 11, and of course you had to reduce it down to a 2, 11 carries a certain vibration as well as the number 2. So it's just adding extra information into the numbers of your name. So there is quite a bit of information there. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to add up these totals, and we'll take another look. So I'll see you back in just a moment. Juno Jordan does also point out that when you come across odd numbers, those are considered your introverted numbers or introverted qualities, and your even numbers are considered your extroverted numbers or extroverted qualities. Okay, so she does write quite a bit about each of your destiny numbers, but it's mostly just a translation of what numbers mean in general, which she does go on into in her book. I wouldn't be able to read that entire section because it would take forever, of course, so I'm just going into the more simplified section of her book. Like I said, if you are interested, definitely check out this book, get a used copy of it, or find it in your local library, or if you want to buy it, I got it off the Amazons. So she does talk about each destiny number and the field of opportunities that are available for those numbers. Remember that You have free will. So just because it says something doesn't mean that those particular things are going to happen. You know, everything she says is, you know, an opportunity, but it's your job to, you know, work towards it. So just because you may have a successful number in your name doesn't mean you are just automatically going to be successful without hard work. You know, you can more easily be successful maybe than somebody else when it comes to business, if that's what's in your name, because of the opportunities that are afforded you. However, you still have to work. So she says that one of her weakest points was public speaking. But in her chart, it said that she would be a great speaker, but she had a fear of public speaking. And then she was kind of thrust into it after her mother had gotten too weak to do her sermons and things like that anymore. And so she took over for her mother, and she was able to strengthen that quality, which was once weak, and she was able to live up to the number that was in her chart. So just kind of something to keep in mind. Your destiny number, and again, I'm just really going to oversimplify this into like a single sentence, but I want you guys to dig a little deeper on your own. So if you had a number 1 destiny, basically it says that you are destined to have leadership type skills, but like I said, you have to cultivate those skills. You know, so you may have a propensity towards being a leader and people looking up to you and respecting you, but that's something that you would have to cultivate on your own. And number 2 destiny is basically the person who is considered the peacemaker. You are the diplomat. You like to help people resolve their issues. A number 3 destiny is the creative destiny. You are the optimist. You like to see things from a unique perspective. A number 4 destiny means you are destined to live life by the role of the manager, the organizer. You are the builder, and it is your mission to make things permanent and lasting. If you have a number 5 destiny, it says life will bring you many experiences and a good many changes, some of them forced upon you, others of your own making. You may find it hard to associate yourself permanently with the same people, work, or undertaking, even though you may want to, for your mission in life is to promote freedom and progress and to keep life moving forward. So you're somebody who loves to have change in your life. Okay, then if you have a number 6 destiny, like I have here, it says this is the service to the world is your destiny. You are the humanitarian. It is your mission in life to comfort the suffering, weak, and unhappy. If you have a number 7 destiny, you are destined to be one of the educators of the world. You must study, prove, test, and make sure of facts until you can write, teach, or demonstrate your knowledge to your fellow man. If you have a number 8 destiny, you have a dynamic destiny, giving you the right to position, authority, money, and recognition in the world. And like I had mentioned the number 8 before. Let's see, and the last destiny is your number 9 destiny. You came into the world to stand for all that is fine, philanthropic, charitable, and beautiful. Music, art, romance, drama, color, ideality, and perfection should be the standards of your life, and even the most ordinary undertaking must be changed from the commonplace into the lovely by your presence, thought, and the ways of doing things. So hopefully you guys understood the destiny number then. So it's things that, opportunities and things that are available to you, what you could be destined to be. But that's your choice, you know. So if your destiny number is a leadership position, but you choose not to take that leadership position, that's totally up to you. You know, if you choose to be somebody who helps the leader accomplish their goals and their dreams, that's totally up to you. So just remember, these are just things that are just ingrained in your name, you as a person, your soul, but it's up to you in your human form whether or not you want to do that. So now we're going to be moving on to our birth force. Okay, so going into your birth force, you're going to need to write out your birthday. So your birth month, your birthday, and your birth year. So every month carries a number, 1 January, 2 February, so on and so forth. When you get to your double digit months such as October. October is 10, but you're going to have to bring that down to a 1. November is 11, so that would be a number 2. 1 plus 1 is 2. And then you have December, which is 12, so 1 plus 2 is 3. Okay, so we're going to turn these into numbers. June is a number 6, so I'm just going to draw a line under here because we're going to be adding up these numbers. So here we have a 6. 1 plus 0 is 1. And then we're going to be adding this. 1 plus 9 plus 8 plus 1, I believe comes up to, let me see, well, basically dividing that down is another 1. Okay, so now, again, that was 1 plus 9 plus 8 plus 1 is basically comes out to 8. 10, because 1 plus 9 is 10, and then 10 is a 1. So that's where I came up with the number 1. Okay, so now I'm going to add these numbers. 6 plus 1 plus 1 is 8. So I'm going to put the number 8 here. And this is going to be my birth force number. This is my birth force. Okay, the birth force number is the talents. Your inborn talents. You were born with these talents. You have them. Whether or not you would like to utilize your talents, again, is up to you. Your talents can help you to achieve your destiny number. So the opportunities are available for you. Here are your talents. What are you going to do with them? So let's take a look at our birth force numbers. And again, I'm just going to simplify what's in the book. But if you have the book, it's going to look something like this. You'll have the type of person that has this particular birth force. And then it's going to tell you a vocation or types of vocations that would be a good fit for that type of person. But of course, you know, you do what you want to do. You don't necessarily have to take those types of vocations. Okay, so I'm not going to read the entire paragraph, but basically just a quick summary of each one. So for the number 1 birth force number, the type of natural talent that you have is the leadership type of talent. And number 2, just like it's like I'm repeating myself because it's what these numbers mean. You're just applying it to these different things. Number 2 is you have the diplomatic skills. And number 3, you have the creative skills. You have the imagination. And number 4, you have more practical type skills. You want to know why to do certain things and what are we doing them for. And so you do not take chances until you are 100% sure. And number 5, birth force is the independent type, the kind of free thinker and kind of I want to say the hippie, just kind of going off and finding your own way, and you like to do your own things. Number 6, birth force is humanitarian type. So these are your types of skills. You have humanitarian type skills. And number 7, birth force, their skills are in science and more of thought and thinking. They observe nature. They have an analytical mind. Number 8, birth force is more of the executive type. They have splendid powers of organization. They like to coach. They like to supervise, direct, govern affairs. Again, whether or not people want to do this is totally up to them, but these are the skills they possess. Of course, you have to hone your skills. You can't just, bam, I'm just already great at this. And number 9 is the philanthropic type. So they have a deep feeling for mankind, and their skills are all about serving mankind. Okay, so hopefully you've understood these first 2 things so far. So we've gotten our destiny number. So again, that was what you have a propensity towards, like what you have opportunities for in life. Your birth force number then is the skills that you have in order to do this if you wish. And the last thing that we're going to do in this episode is to look at our heart's desire. So this is what we actually want to do. What we actually want to do may not always line up with what our destiny is. So for this one, we're going to add up all the vowels in our name. Okay, so not every single letter. Now I'm just going to be adding up those vowels. So let's take a look at that. Okay, so you see here I've brought down the numbers that correspond to all the vowels in my name. So it's easier because I already have the numbers written up here, so I just need to like copy the numbers down here for the vowels. So, A, E, I, O, U. So A is a 1 number, O is a 6 number, E is a 5, so on and so forth. Okay, so I'm going to do down here exactly what I did up here. So this comes out to a 2. 1 plus 1 is 2. 6 plus 5 is 11. Remember, that's one of those special numbers. 11, I believe it was 22, 16, 17, and 8. Those are all very special numbers. Okay, so this comes out to a 2. And then we have 1 plus 9 is 10. 10 plus 1 is 11. It's another special number. I'm just going to go back and take a look at what that special number is again. The number 11 has the will and determination of the 2 ones supporting the digit 2. Therefore, it is much stronger than the 20, which has only the 2 value. The number 1 gives the gentle 2 courage, strength, and purpose. The word spirit digits to a 1. The word light digits to a 2. It is through the 2 that the healing and deep sensitive feeling is given the forceful ones, causing the number 11 to be called a spiritual messenger. Very interesting. Okay, so now we're going to add those numbers together. We're going to add the 2, and the 2. So 2, 4, 6. Again, we have a number 6. So this is our heart's desire, what we actually want to be deep down in our hearts, a heart's desire number. Okay, so go ahead and figure out what your number is, and let's take a look at what the book has to say. For what you desire to be, this is what your heart wants. If you got a number 1, you are more independent, or you want to be independent because you're independent at heart. You are strongly individualized. You are courageous. If you got a number 2, deep down in your heart, there is sincerity, graciousness, and consideration for others. You have an appreciation of the refinements of life, and when you are true to your inner nature, you will express these qualities. If you got a heart desire number 3, you are something of a dreamer at heart. You would rather be happy than practical and have a strong desire to find the joy and romance in living. If you got a number 4, heart's desire, you have a fine appreciation of law and order in your inner nature. When successfully used, this quality will be of value to you in the world of material success. If you got a number 5, heart's desire, you are interested in what is going on in the world and desire to be a part of it in some way. You're enthusiastic, you enjoy life, the new, the progressive, the unusual, and seek the opportunity to express yourself through groups of public activity. If you got a number 6 number, like I did, for my heart's desire, deep down in your heart there is a fine sense of loyalty and a real desire to do good in the world. You are deeply sympathetic and sense the needs of humanity. If you got a number 7, you are naturally selective and discriminating, for deep in your heart there is a desire for the best life has to offer. A keen sense of perfection governs your life and all your undertakings. And if you got a heart desire number 8, deep in your heart there is a great deal of serious ambition. You want to get results and have such inner fire and force that you are not happy unless you are doing things in a big way. And lastly, heart's desire number 9, you are deeply compassionate and impressionable. You love beauty and harmony, are capable of impersonal attitude of mind. You can sense the brotherhood of man, and if life permitted, you would love to help the whole world. So that's it for this first episode. Hopefully you were able to get something out of figuring out those 3 numbers. Of course, there's a lot more to come, and it's about like putting everything together. Remember, it's also about looking at the individual numbers that you guys found, like the ones. I'm kind of noticing that there's a trend of lots of 1s, 9s, and 2s. Within my birth date and the made-up name that I came up for myself. And so like, what does that mean? You know, go back and what do ones represent? What do twos represent? What do nines represent? You know, remember that ones are more of a leadership type skills, two is more of the diplomat, and nine is more of the humanitarian. So, you know, it seems like there's a lot of that kind of coursing through, well, at least the made up name and my birthday. But, you know, I think that, well, Juna Jordan says there are no bad numbers. So these are all fine qualities to have, because it's all qualities that we possess. So again, your destiny is, these are the opportunities that you have. It's what you could be destined to be, but your heart's desire might be something else. But here it looks like the heart's desire and the destiny match up perfectly, which is nice. And then your birth force is your innate talents. All right, so I encourage you to either check out Juno Jordan's book, Numerology, The Romance in Your Name, or, you know, to dig deeper on the internet, what the individual numbers mean, and go into depth about them. And let me know what your experiences are, what you guys got out of it, what do you think of it, and place that in the comment section down below. And I'll be making a few more videos, kind of going through the exercises in the book. Of course, I'm not going to talk about every single chapter, but I am going to talk about the major exercises that were created in the book. But you know, like I said, I do encourage you to check out the book. So that's it for me, spiritual homies. If you dug this video and you want to see more like this, don't forget to give this a thumbs up. Don't forget to click subscribe, and don't forget to click that ding 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 notification bell for more videos just like this. And if you want to catch a reading from me, head over to www.kittenswaitsandtarot.com. And time is running out for the Wally's World Oracle. It literally ends this Sunday, May 12th at 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So make sure to back the Wally's World Oracle so we can make this a reality. All right? I will catch you spiritual homies later. Peace, love, and chicken grease. Peace